Passing of the Age is a secret ending and achievement in Hollow Knight Silksong that can be added on to the true Act 3 ending by completing a quest that requires tracking down Mr. Mushroom at multiple locations throughout Farloom. All of that will be covered in this guide, and as usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. First, we'll need to be in Act 3 and have the Silksong ability unlocked in order to start and complete this quest. I also recommend having the Architect Plasmium build available to make completion of this quest easier. Links to relevant guides for all of that can be found near the bottom of this video's description. To begin the quest, we'll need to move a short distance east of the Fleatopia bench, then use our Silksong ability to reach an isolated chamber. There, we'll find a message stone which we can interact with to begin the Passing of the Age quest. Completing this quest will require finding Mr. Mushroom at 7 different locations, and those locations must be visited in a specific order. The first 2 locations are both easily reached from the Bone Bottom settlement. We'll first go west and drop down into the ruined temple. Mr. Mushroom can be found just east of where the snail shamans reside. We'll need to play our needle in to bring him up from the ground, and can then speak through all of his dialogue. Once Mr. Mushroom has left, we can move on to his next location. In this case, that location is up to the east of the Bone Bottom village, where Chakra used to hang out and look over the settlement. For Mr. Mushroom's third location, we'll fast travel to the Farfields Bellway, then move through the secret passage to the east to reach the Pinstress hut. From there, we'll need to move further east towards Weave Nest Syndril. Just before reaching the Weave Nest, we should find Mr. Mushroom on an elevated platform above some enemies. After we've gone through all of his dialogue, we can fast travel to the Greymoor Bellway before heading to the 4th location. It's located near the entrance of Wisp Thicket. If you've already rescued all fleas, then you probably have a shortcut leading straight up to the thicket, but if not, you can follow the path that I take to get there. Activation of some fans or airstreams may be required. Once again, we'll play our needle in and then speak with Mr. Mushroom at this location before moving on. Here is where things get a little complicated, as Mr. Mushroom's 5th location is in the Slab, and will require all 3 Slab-related keys to reach him. It's entirely possible to reach Act 3 without any of those keys, so I'm going to cover how to get them in Act 3 here and now. You can skip ahead if you already have them, but for everyone else, here is what to do. First, we'll need to get the key of Apostate and Putrified Ducts. Starting from the Bellway station there, we'll move out west and drop down several levels. We can then break through a wall to the west and move that direction. Just beyond a duct sucker is a cage that can be broken open to obtain the key of Apostate. With that, we'll fast travel to the Slab Bellway station and then go up and to the east. There's a door that we can open with the key of Apostate. Crossing over the gap in the next chamber, we'll reach a small room with a hidden path that can be accessed via double jump. While going along this path, we might as well break through a destructible wall to grab a memory locket. Upon exiting this side chamber, we'll then break through a one-way barrier and move out the west passage. If you're following this, then you probably don't have the slab map. It's up one level and to the east of the first bench we'll stop at. Moving back out west, we'll then go up a couple of levels and break through a second one-way barrier. Through the passage up to the west, we can then wall jump and break through a destructible ceiling to access a route that will briefly take us outside, before looping back around to where the key of Indolent is. With that key, we can move east and open the locked door in our path to get back out to the main vertical chamber of the slab. We'll then drop down one level and go through the eastern passage, using the key of Indolent on another locked door to enter an arena where a short fight will commence. After clearing that, we'll move east and up to the top of the slab, then move west and down on the other side to get to our next bench. We'll then need to enter another arena and fight a few waves of enemies to get the key of Heretic. With that, we can make our way out the eastern passage and back to the Slab Bellway. Now let's cover how to reach the 5th Mr. Mushroom location. From the Slab Bellway, we'll move up and east through the Apostate locked door. We can then drop down one level and move through the Heretic locked door. There is a secret passage that can be reached by double jumping off the nearby chest, or more simply by using Silksong. At the end of this passage is the entrance to the first Sinner boss, which can be opened up by breaking all the nearby chains. Just outside of the first Sinner's chamber is Mr. Mushroom's 5th spot. Once again, we'll need to play our needle in and then speak through all of his dialogue. The penultimate Mr. Mushroom location is at the peak of Mount Fay. Everyone watching this should have already made it at least one trip up the mountain, but I'm going to just show the quickest way that I know of getting there, which makes use of all traversals, including Silksong. It should only take about a minute and a half, and it bypasses pretty much all of the most difficult sections. Once we've reached the top of Mount Fey, Mr. Mushroom will be speaking with the beast that gave us the Fey Down cloak. In a rare exception, we can just speak with Mr. Mushroom and don't need to play our Indolent. Playing our Indolent for long enough though will cause Mr. Mushroom to sing, and it might be neat to get a duet between these two legends before progressing. We've made it to the final step of this quest, and this is the tough one. Starting from the Songclave bench, we'll move up and to the west down the long horizontal chamber. Just before reaching the chamber where we fought the Cogwork Dancers in Act 2, there is a spot with crumbling rocks that we can use our Silksong ability at. This will bring us back up into the side passage that leads towards the Cradle. We'll need to use Silksong several times to get all the way back up. Just before entering the secret chamber for Mr. Mushroom's final location, we'll come across the severed arm of Grandmother Silk, which we can bind to unlock the Pale Nails Silk skill. We'll then need to use Silksong one final time to reach the hidden platforming area, which basically serves as this game's version of the Path of Pain. Beyond this point, we won't have any map to refer to for our location. After an initial platforming section involving several Farlids, we'll reach the one and only bench for the upcoming challenge. Once again, no map to show where we are, and this is also where I recommend equipping and activating the Architect Plasmium build if you have not already. The Ascendant Script tool is also super helpful. I don't have a ton of tips on how to complete this section, just that it requires precise use of the jump claw line air jump maneuver, and it also sometimes involves an air dash. The final stretch is the most difficult, requiring clawline maneuvers to ascend up several immobas before once again testing our skill with the clawline air jump combo. That said, as long as we have the Architect Plasmium build going and are patient enough to let our health regenerate, we should never be in any real danger of dying, and will make it to the top after enough attempts. Playing our needle in for Mr. Mushroom and speaking to him here will complete the Passing of the Age quest, but we still have a bit more to do before returning below. First, we can jump our way up to the surface where the rare Skrill bugs can be found. Defeating several of them will complete their entry in the Hunter's Journal. Next, there are the ruins of a nameless village to the east, and if we play our needle in for a short time in them, we will get the surface memento as a reward. With all of that done, we can move a short distance west and over a spike pit to reach a shortcut back down to the previous bench, and we can use Silksong near the bench if we ever need to return to the surface. In order to beastling haul our way back to a Bellway station, we'll then need to make our way back down the path we came up to solid ground within the Cradle. Now, we won't just get the Passing of the Age ending for what we've done. We'll first need to complete the main Act 3 questline, which involves the Old Hearts quest and concludes with the Last Dive. After the True or Sister of the Void ending and cutscene, we should then get an additional cutscene involving Mr. Mushroom, which will also get us the Passing of the Age achievement. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Wednesday, and as always, thanks for watching.